Auto parts manufacturing is a terrible business. One of the worst businesses you can be in is auto parts. You know why? Because BMW beats you.
It's very strong. Yes.
Beats you up over and over and over on your head to drop your margin, drop your price, drop everything. And the other side, the union beats you. Okay, so you get squeezed on both sides. Union on one side and BMW on the other side, both squeezing you. Okay, and the number of auto parts companies that go bankrupt every year is a very long list. So one thing to remember about business is businesses going to the graveyard continuously happening. Motherson Sumi is very powerful because it is a law of physics that X auto parts companies will fail every year, guaranteed. Okay, and some of those that fail will cause. So what BMW tries to do, they want second source on everything. They want second source, right? But what happens is that because these supply chains are so efficient, so what happens is, let's say I have mirror manufacturer and I have two mirror manufacturers. The problem is the second guy doesn't have the capacity. It's going to take him 18 months to come up with the capacity so he can, you know what I'm saying? You still have a problem with your line.
Yeah.
So you did second source, you still have a problem. So what I'm trying to say is that Motherson Sumi for 25 years has non-stop been buying these businesses by phone calls from the auto companies. In the next 5 years, he will get more phone calls. That is guaranteed to happen because it's such a lousy business. And the people running these auto parts operations, they get old. It gets more difficult. The guy's made a lot of money. He's not that. That's why he takes the old guy out, puts a 35-year-old who has nothing, and gets it going again. So the thing is that the rebirth of these places is taking place. So I would just say this, that companies going to the graveyard, companies failing is guaranteed. That's a great business to be in. Motherson does really well because it rescues graveyard companies. The rescue of graveyard companies is an incredible business. If you watch Motherson in the future, I think that they will continue their revenues, margins, profits will continue to grow. I have no doubt about that. Okay, I know that that's going to happen. So Motherson has a number of plants in China given to them by BMW. Same thing. It's not that it happened only in Europe. It happened in China, it happened in Eastern Europe, it happened in Russia, in India, in Latin America. There are plants all over the world. So even in China, they got the call. Take the money, take the plant, please, take it. Yeah. Okay, they got the call. Because the reason is it's very specialized. Autos, you just get, the thing is that the problem with auto manufacturing is everyone went to the Japanese model, which is very, very efficient supply chains. The tire comes 15 minutes before it goes in the car, right? That supply chain is super, super efficient. Anything off, and it all goes in a... So the thing is that once you start having some issues, and many times the BMW can tell the issue is the guy running it is an idiot. And BMW doesn't want to buy that plant because they'll lose even more money. If BMW try to run it, they lose even more money. Okay, so they need what Motherson gives them, quick close. Motherson says, "I'll start tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? So the trust, the moat they have with BMW is the trust. BMW knows I can wire him the money; it's not going anywhere. He's going to start, and he's shown me how many times he's done this in the past. So according to me, the Motherson moat is just an incredible moat. And that guy, I met that guy, he's an unbelievable leader. His people, I can see, they take a bullet for him. Just an unusual guy.
CEO for M&As.
Oh, he's a fantastic CEO. I'll give you an example. I was talking to him, and I own Fiat Chrysler. I own the stock Fiat Chrysler. So I was just telling him, by the way, I see you do business Fiat Chrysler. So Fiat Chrysler had an auto parts business called Magneti Marelli. Okay. So Chan says to me, he says, Sergio Marchionne, I met him in Detroit, and they wanted Motherson to take over all the Magneti Marelli India plants. They wanted to have them take them over because they knew that if he runs it, it'll run better. But they wanted what they wanted was Fiat keeps 51% and he keeps 49%. So Fiat has control. So Chand told the CEO of Fiat Chrysler, let me tell you how this deal is going to get done. The way this deal is going to get done is all those plants, I will have 51% and you will have 49%. So he's telling Fiat Chrysler, the big guy, you are going to be the minority partner. I'm going to be in control. So Fiat Chrysler said, we never do that. So he says, look, here's a list of 10 companies. You call them, they will all give you the majority to you. I'm the only guy who will not give it to you. So I'm here for another 5 minutes. You can either do it my way or I leave. Fiat did it his way. They give him 51%, which means they gave him full control. Okay, and the reason is again because the trust is there, right? And he's a good negotiator, and he got the control because he said, I don't want to deal with, I don't want to talk to Fiat bureaucracy for things I have to change. I'm going to move and do my changes myself. I don't need to talk to you guys. So they agreed. So I think that the Motherson moat is an unusual moat. I don't own the stock, but it's very powerful. In fact, I don't know of any auto parts company in the world that I would say is a better business than Motherson Sumi. I don't know of any, because this is very unusual, because you basically are part of BMW. BMW, no, they got it on my back pocket. If there's a problem, call Chand. So.
You just heard Mohnish Pabrai say that the auto part business is a terrible business. And honestly, he's not wrong. At first glance, auto component companies look solid, steady demand, big clients, and long-term contracts. But beneath the surface, this industry is full of hidden risks that most investors completely ignore. And the biggest problem is cyclicality. The automotive industry goes through brutal ups and downs. When the economy slows, car sales drop, and suppliers get hit first and hardest. And history has shown this again and again. And many auto suppliers did not fail because they were bad businesses. They failed because they simply could not survive the downturn. And now here's where it gets more dangerous. To even enter this business, companies must invest massive capital upfront. We're talking about a huge investment just to secure contracts with OEMs. That means the risk starts before the business even begins generating returns. On top of that, auto manufacturers operate in just-in-time inventory system. Sounds efficient, right? But for suppliers, it means constant pressure, tight margins, and zero room for error. One disruption and everything collapses. So yes, this is a tough and unforgiving business. But here's a twist most people miss. If you understand the cycle and if you enter during the pessimism and exit during the boom, there's a serious money to be made. Because in cyclical industries, timing isn't just important, it's everything.